Welcome back to the Movie Draft House. I'm your host, Mark, and I'm joined by the vastly superior Jeff.
Oh, you decided to take my notes. I think we're going to notice a huge uptick in listenership this week.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
They're going to be like, whoa, you got to hear this podcast. Just the intro alone is amazing.
Yeah, Jeff, since you're so superior, why don't you tell the listeners what the theme is this year and what we watched this week?
Okay. All right. Well, this year we're doing 1 degree of separation. That means each film has something in common with the previous film. So, for example, this week's film stars Jeremy Davies, who happened to be in last week's film Spanking the Monkey. Go back and listen to that episode. Great episode, I think, even though it hasn't come out yet and I haven't heard it as of this recording. But from my memory, it is the least awkward conversation we've ever had. Anyway, but this week, Jeremy Davies stars in the film Rescue Dawn from 2006, rated PG-13, runs for 2 hours and 5 minutes, and it stars Christian Bale, Steve Zahn, the aforementioned Jeremy Davies, and a host of others. The synopsis from IMDb reads, a U.S. fighter pilot's epic struggle of survival after being shot down on a mission over Laos during the Vietnam War.
Yeah, so, Jeff, had you ever seen this one?
Never even heard of it.
Okay, good.
I think maybe I've seen a screenshot from it or something, maybe, but I'm completely unfamiliar with this.
Yeah, the screenshot you're probably talking about is probably Christian Bale's body transformation for this one. This is another film where he completely just goes all out and dives in deep into the role. He plays a prisoner of war.
Apparently, he's not the only one.
No. Both Jeremy Davies and Steve Zahn, went through this transformation as well. But yeah, so I had seen this movie prior to, and I want to say I saw it like shortly after it came out on DVD. And yeah, I'm a big Christian Bale fan, so I'll watch anything that Christian Bale's in. And this is I think this was his first movie after Batman Begins.
Yeah.
And so, he became a household name with Batman Begins, and so I think that started my kind of like, oh, hey, let me really see what this guy's about. And this movie came out, and I watched it, and I was like, man, I really like Christian Bale. What are your thoughts on this one?
On the movie? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you acting like this first time we've ever podcasted?
This. I think I don't know. Like, your generous compliment has really made me feel self-conscious. So
okay, good.
Good. Yeah. That was your plan the whole time. No, but I did enjoy this. I am on record as saying I don't like war movies. And so this being a movie that takes place during the Vietnam War, immediately I'm going in like, damn it, I don't want to watch this. Damn it, Mark. You know I don't like this genre of film. But one thing that did sort of help was that it was a much more focused thing. It's less about warfare and more about just the struggle of these handful of prisoners of war and, their attempts to escape a little shack that they're being held in. And I think that what makes it good is the characters are really great. I like all of the prisoners of war. I thought they all were unique and had interesting identities beyond just being prisoners of war. I'm a Steve Zahn fan myself. I like seeing Steve Zahn in things. Also, especially after the fighter, even before then, I recognize Christian Bale's an amazing actor. Mm-hmm. So anything he's in, same thing. I'm like, okay, there are hit misses, like that Spielberg movie he was in when he was a kid, Empire of the Sun. Terrible. I hate that movie.
I mean, can we really fault him for that?
No, it's not his fault. It's just I hate.
Go listen to the companion podcast.
Nobody has.
for that episode.
Yeah, and chronologically, over there on the Spielberg season, you can listen to my review of that. Did not enjoy, but but in this, I really, unlike The Fighter, where Christian Bale is just acting circles around everyone, I felt like our three leads really all did a great job of being, present in the film and being interesting and having a lot to chew on with the script.
Yeah, I think this. I've always known Steve Zahn's a pretty good actor. And most of the dramatic stuff that he does, he's really good in. And even though he's, touted kind of as more of a comedic actor than anything else, but Steve Zahn kind of reminds me of the William H. Macy route of actors, in that they're pretty just well rounded. And so you can cast him in any type of movie and he's going to be good in it. And so, the role of Jeremy Davies here really surprised me. I thought he was really good as kind of not the villain, but just kind of an anti-hero. That's not even right.
He's there's some nuance here. He is a different voice of that may not be wrong, right? I think he's wrong when he's like, rescue's coming any day now, or they're going to release us. I think he's wrong about that, but his intentions are good. He does make a choice near the end of the film that was a mistake, but he also the whole time was like, I'm not on board with this, and so maybe don't trust him with it. Maybe you take him with you,
right?
On when they split up late or midway through the film. I say midway because they get out sort of midway through the film, and you take him with you to make sure he doesn't fuck it up.
Well, but like I really thought that Jeremy Davies. Now, and I really thought he was really good in this, and so that got me thinking. I was like, okay, well, he was pretty good last week in the film we watched. And he's really good in these bit roles that he does, and the main one that sticks out is Saving Private Ryan, where he's the young private or whatever. Yeah. And he was really good in that. And so I went back and looked at his filmography, and the stuff that I've seen him in that I remember, I'm like, wow, he's really good in that as like a supporting role or just kind of a bit part. And so I really think the film, and like you said, is made great. And great is this film is. I'm gonna save it for the end, but the film is really good when it's just this group of 5 or 6 prisoners hatching this plan and contemplating what they're going to do and how they can get out, is because they're recognizing that these captors are maybe not the smartest individuals, and so I like the fact that the movie doesn't kind of waste time with establishing that Christian Bale is the smartest in the room. And because it's not hard to understand that. It's not hard to get behind that, is because, he's a pilot, and you got to be pretty about your wits to be a pilot. I did think that we waste, and the film doesn't really waste any time with getting Christian Bale into the jungle and as a prisoner. I didn't like maybe the first 10 minutes of this film. It's because I just thought it was wasted time showing him crashing in the jungle, and I thought that was a really terrible special effects feature.
Oh, there are a lot of bad special effects. Yeah, this is not a special effects showcase at all.
I just thought it was pretty bad for a film that, I mean, this probably didn't have a huge budget. And, Werner Herzog is more so known for his documentary stuff. And so I just thought that maybe the film could have started with him maybe in the camp, and maybe had given us a title screen with, the kind of the fill in the backstory a little bit. and we just jump in right to the story of, hey, he's a prisoner of war now. And but I did like the fact that the film didn't waste time, establishing he's the smartest guy here. And he's not going to allow his circumstances to dictate, what he's going to do next. And the fact that Christian Bale acts his ass off in this movie is a testament, is because, like, he, in certain parts of this movie, I'm like, this motherfucker's crazy. He's just got he doesn't, and this is not Christian Bale, this is the character. He's just kind of crazy. There's several times where he tells them to shoot him, kill him. And they put the gun to his head, and he's just like smiling. And so I thought his character was unique, and this is based off of a true story. So, and maybe that's, really how the real guy is, his mental makeup was, but, I just thought Christian Bale was given the opportunity to kind of showcase his acting, and he took full advantage of it.
Yeah. I do want to mention the opening, because I did it like you said, you could have just started with him in the middle of being captured, or just zipping right to the crash landing.
Right.
But I think that the opening was more to establish some of these people that are going to come back at the very end of the movie, being there, there to celebrate his eventual return to the Navy. So I think that's why they did that. Also, I found it funny is, like, we get this guy, they have this whole thing where the guy is like trying to MST3K the opening training video or whatever, and he's making unfunny jokes, and everyone thinks it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And
but like the next scene is just Christian Bale crashing, like, immediately. I'm like, oh, this guy sucks.
Right.
Like, I'm hit.
And he's the only one.
Hit himself somehow. Like, yeah. Everyone else got away fine. So this guy sucks. But I just thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, okay, here we go. He's shot down. Like, I didn't really read the synopsis. I didn't know what the story was. I did gather that at some point he gets captured, but it pretty much happens right away. Which I thought was funny for some reason. Like, the movie just establishes him and then immediately goes to shit. But still fun.
Yeah.
So I also felt like Jeremy Davies, really his inspiration for his character was Charles Manson. And maybe it's the beard and long hair that's doing it, but he's just got kind of a hippie sort of, yeah, man, way of talking that I felt like, really, to me anyway, it was like, if he didn't, maybe you cast Jeremy Davies as Charles Manson in something, I think it would work pretty well.
It's, and I really think that, because the movie tells us through a little bit of dialogue that these other prisoners have been there for a couple of years, and time is weird in this movie, is because, like, it doesn't really establish, like, day and night and weeks and months. It just kind of just tells you a little bit along the way that, they've been here a while. And now Christian Bale's been here a while. And I think you see it with the body transformation a little bit. And I thought that was kind of a cool way to establish how long that Christian Bale has been there, is because it does take the body a long time to kind of eat itself and get to that point.
What's interesting is how they pulled it off, because we got body transformations, right? We've seen it before. With the machinist, not on this pod, but he's gone from super skinny to super buff and all of that.
Yeah.
But throughout the difference here is throughout the course of the film, his body changes, right? And it's not even like Castaway, where they like jump ahead in time and his body has changed, right?
Right.
This is a gradual one. And so what they did is they actually filmed it in reverse. So he lost all the weight. And so they filmed all the ending stuff, and then he just kind of, I guess, ate normally or did what he would normally do. And Steve Zahn and I think Jeremy Davies is pretty much the same throughout the whole film, as far as his weight goes. And they kind of gradually work their way towards their normal weight as you get closer to the beginning of the film. So I thought that was cool and a smart way to do it, as opposed to him having to go through the torturous whatever regiment he has to do to lose weight during the course of the film. What he's done is gotten thin first and then gets it to eat and do what he wants to gain that weight back.
Yeah, it's a I would say the bookend beginning and kind of the last 10 minutes I didn't really need in this movie. Like I didn't need his. I mean, the rescue's fine, that could have been the end of the movie for me. I didn't need to see him being questioned by the CIA and being whisked off to the aircraft carrier or whatever.
I did like that they did get him, like they were like, fuck the CIA, and they basically stole him, which makes me wonder like the legal ramifications of that, because they are two different completely, different departments.
Sure.
So I imagine that they know what they're doing to get away with that, but not sure.
Yeah, it's and that doesn't really take away from my enjoyment of the movie. It's kind of like, oh, we could have ended this differently, or we could have ended it right here as he's he's being tended to on the helicopter, and they ask him his call sign, and he says Rescue Dawn. That could have been the end of the movie. It's weird how sometimes filmmakers, they want to maybe shoehorn some more stuff in a movie, and it kind of not ruins, but delivers a different product than what it could have been.
There's a best place to end your movie. So I get that, because I am a big fan of like, shut it down,
right.
The end happened. I don't know if you've ever seen, it's an old movie, so you probably haven't, but American Werewolf in London.
I have seen
it. Does that. You have seen it, or
I have seen it.
Well, then that the movie just kind of like, as soon as the werewolf dies, it's it just ends.
It's done.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And I always like that, but sometimes it's nice to have a good epilogue too. So I'm one of the people that actually finds the ending of the Lord of the Rings trilogy to be quite rewarding, because you've spent 3 years watching, or at least at the time when they were releasing, watching these 3 films. You've spent 8 hours, essentially with the characters.
Right.
And so having a few extra scenes to see how each character turns out, I was here for. So it is a balance, and I don't know the right or wrong answer, but I was pretty much on board with the movie until Steve Zahn died. I didn't want that. Now, I'm guessing since it's based on a true story that maybe that actually this actual human got killed, and maybe in real life. I don't know, but I didn't want that. I wanted them to make it together. I think it would have added an element of camaraderie that would have made the ending a little more emotional, personally. But
yeah. I think the limitations of this being a PG-13 movie, which I didn't understand.
His head got cut all the way off, though.
No, I know, but like it was it was an off-screen death. And then we see his body laying, and his head is away from his body. But it was very unceremonious. It was and I don't really believe that these Laos individuals have that sharp enough blade to go right through one swack of a machete. Right. I mean, I get it. That probably did happen. I don't know if it happened like that, but it probably did. And so, but I think the limitations of the PG-13 also allowed Herzog to make it more about the characters and less about like their torturous time in these in this camp. And I actually, because the movie doesn't really actually show anything where were they actually tortured? Because there is one Laos individual who speaks English, and he's kind of the boss, and he is like, hey, this can all be over if you just tell us what we want to know. And
what what I found interesting is that he was right.
Yeah.
Right. The letter there that he's asked to sign is pretty much right. You know, like, butt out, America. You shouldn't be in this war, and we now know through hindsight we shouldn't have been in that war.
Right.
So it's kind of funny where I'm just like, yeah, I'll sign that.
Well, and
me personally.
Well, you know, and I get it. Like at the time, you know, and I think we've talked about it here on the podcast with other wartime films that like either World War II or Vietnam time films, is that those in combat in Vietnam very much wanted to be there. Like once they got there, they very much were there, and they took pride in, I guess, the message of, hey, we're trying to liberate Vietnam, or whatever the message was. And what I don't really understand about this film is that it kind of glosses over, and I don't know Laos's role in the Vietnam War. I don't so I can't speak to it. I mean I could make some shit up.
Yeah, do it. Make some shit up.
Yeah, so Laos is probably the reason why Vietnam was in the predicament that they were.
No, never mind. I don't know, that felt uncomfortable to me.
They're the ones actually pulling the strings behind the Vietnam Civil War, and
you don't know fucking shit. All right, I take it back.
Anyways, I really hate when movies show equipment, wartime equipment, and it probably is inaccurate. And I'm more speaking to the helicopters in this movie. Is that because we don't know the year, so we don't know how long like the U.S. has been in this combat with Vietnam, but these helicopters are flying into Laos, and I don't really know if that was accurate. And I don't really know how that would have gone over. No, like I said, I don't know Laos's history with. The only thing I know about Laos is the colonel from King of the Hill, where he has no kneecaps because they got blown off in the Vietnam War, and he hates the Laos individuals in the show, is because he thinks they're Vietnamese. But did you ever watch King of the Hill?
Yeah, early seasons.
Yeah. He's the grandfather. He's the little short guy, the little short old guy. You know what I'm talking about?
I honestly don't recall.
Oh God. And he's super racist, and anyways,
I'm sorry. I don't. Anyway, I don't remember this.
And then there's the Laos family that lives next door, and they have like all they have these standoffs all the time because like somebody's being racist. And anyways, it's hilariously done. But that's the only thing I know about anything Laos is that there was a King of the Hill family lived next door to Bobby Hill, and Hank and Peggy. Anyways, Jeff, do you recommend this one?
Before I make my recommendation, I do want to mention, just from reading here on IMDb, the character that Jeremy Davies played, Zahn, is actually the real life person, is spoken highly of. That he was sort of misrepresented in this movie. He didn't abandon ship. He wasn't like a piece of shit or anything like that. You know, he was actually totally on board the whole time. But
interesting. I
guess they needed that foil to Christian Bale. But I do recommend the movie. I think it's really well done. It is a war movie that takes place in a war, but isn't about the war, which makes it a lot more to my taste. I think the characters are excellent, which drives it kind of over the top for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I will recommend it. I do think that the story in the actual story of these prisoners is really good. I think the acting is really good throughout. I think that it is so centralized. The story I'm talking about is so centralized, and they're just trying to escape. And then once they do escape, it's kind of the tribulation of, hey, what do we do now? And I thought that was really good. I did think that the movie was really held together by the performances, and so I'll recommend it as well.
I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, Jeff, do you want to tell us what we're watching next week? Because I've heard that this is going to be a banger.
Well, Mark, I did sort of tease to you that you made a mistake by picking this film.
Yeah, you did.
And not because, the whole story this season is I've been trying to get to Weird Science because Mark has never seen Weird Science, and I feel like that's a gap. We're not there yet. Maybe one day. Hopefully before the end of the year I can do that. If not, I'll have to manage it somehow, some other way. But there is another movie that comes up a lot that you and I, over the years, I think maybe I've brought up in various contexts, so much so that you can't remember me talking about it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
You just sent me.
Yeah, I just sent you the grandpa in King of the Hill.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you sent me the picture of the movie I'm about to pick because where this is going. But you, during the opening of this week's film, Rescue Dawn, you get the Admiral, and he kind of gives like a rundown of the mission, and that's it. Like, that's all you see of him. Maybe he shows up at the very, very end, but that's it. It's a bit part.
Yeah.
Well, that gentleman his name is Marshall Bell, and he's been in a lot of things like Total Recall and well, that's it. But no, he's been in a lot of stuff. I just can't remember all the things. Stand By Me, Starship Troopers, he's been in these. But there's a film that is a spoof film that I've talked about many times.
Airplane.
I would not, Airplane, one of the greatest movies ever made, but I would not say you're going to hate Airplane, because I would hope that even you would recognize Airplane for being the masterpiece that it is. But I'm going to pick a movie that I unironically love and absolutely understand is not for everyone.
Okay.
It is a parody of the movie Psycho and Silence of the Lambs and some other things all kind of rolled into one.
Okay.
Let me pull it up here because I can't remember the year it came out.
I'm
and it is
waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, it is a movie that I have talked about on several podcasts because I've never been able to find a copy of it. I used to rent it in the video store all the time. Me and my brother used to watch it. No, is Sling Blade a parody film?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know. We've never seen it.
But I'm not leaving you completely without actors to pick from. Billy Zane is in this movie.
Oh, so good.
As his Dom. You don't like Billy Zane?
No, I do. It's fine.
Yeah. Billy Zane, John Astin, who's mostly known for being the original Gomez from the television series of Addams Family. Dom DeLuise. Rip Taylor's in this. You got a lot to work with. Oh, so from 1994, we're watching the rated R comedy that runs for an hour and 21 minutes. Huh?
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. It is Silence of the Hams.
What the fuck?
I love this movie.
I've never heard of this movie.
Yeah,
I mean, I think you've mentioned it. I believe
I've mentioned it.
Yeah.
I can't remember when and where, but I've mentioned it several times.
I don't, and I've posed this question to you already, but I don't know why you hate us so much.
I don't hate. I like this. I'm picking a film that I like. I'm not picking crap for crap's sake. I'm picking crap for me.
Okay, good. Ezio Greggio.
Yeah. He directed and wrote and stars in this. I could have picked it for that season, but I didn't, It also stars Martin Balsam, who was in Psycho, and this is a parody of Psycho, so that's pretty cool. So you could pick Psycho.
Yeah. This film has a 4.7 on IMDb.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
I know. Well, I mean, congratulations, because we're going to watch next week, the following week, All Dogs Go to Heaven, because that's the fucking movie I'm picking, because Dom DeLuise is
Dom DeLuise?
Yes.
Yeah. You can pick that or Secret of Nim.
Which I haven't seen since I was like 7.
I haven't seen it in ages. It always scared me. I need to rewatch it. Maybe you'll pick it for that. I don't know. I'll watch All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Hell yeah, you will. R.I.P. Dom DeLuise, though.
Yeah.
I mean, probably everybody other than Billy Zane is probably dead in this film.
I don't think Ezio is. I won't get into it, but we'll talk about it next week. But
Ezio is still alive.
Yeah. Never went on to make. How many directorial credits does my dude have?
5. And nothing I've ever heard of.
Screw Loose. That sounds like a good guy, bad guy.
I don't. You didn't.
The filmiest of films. I gotta.
Like Billy Zane. We're watching Titanic. Fuck you. We're watching Titanic.
I'll watch Titanic. I ain't scared of Titanic. Listen.
What's the other one? Phantom? The Phantom? Is that?
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh shit. That was like my first like memory of a superhero movie.
See, like here you are shitting all over. Okay, you always get on me for shitting on films before you watch them, which is fair because I do, and it's fun to do. But I go in with an open mind.
Yeah.
Listen, I already know you're gonna fucking hate this. To be honest, maybe I should come over to watch it.
Billy Zane has 184 credits, acting credits. That's wild.
Screw Loose, this movie from Ezio, it has Mel fucking Brooks in it. I'm gonna put that on the Plex. And there's Box Office 3D, the filmiest of films. That's gotta be
filmiest of films. I can't wait. This is gonna be great. You got the right attitude. Yeah, I'm gonna have the best time watching this. I'm so excited, beyond excited.
Yes. I know you are.
It's
gonna be great.
Yeah, probably.
What would really surprise me is if we come back and you're like, actually,
yeah,
this shit was amazing, and I'm like, what? It is? Yeah, oh my god, I love it so much. Dang, I can't find Screw Loose on the legitimate means. Huh.
Anyways, you know what's a better idea is, all you listeners, is hitting the subscribe button when it pops up if you're watching here on YouTube. So give us a like, follow, subscribe, or no, just to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to follow the podcast on your favorite social media platforms, you can find us at Movie Draft House. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, right here on YouTube. So give us a like, follow, subscribe so you don't miss any future content on any of our platforms. Jeff, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on the worldwide internet. You can check out my other podcast called Chronologically, where we're going through the 90s films based on the works of Stephen King. Also, All Things Being Sequel, where right now we're going through the Critters films. So Mark's one of his favorite films from last year.
Yeah, Critters 2.
That we watched was Critters 2. Great film.
Yeah, great film. Jeff,
it's a good movie.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Jeff, and any last words?
Yee boo.